Hello, Ectosage here on the Sage channel. It is Sleep, Art, Game, and Eat. And today, a quite interesting thing was added to the game, multiplayer. Alrighty, as you've just seen, they have indeed added multiplayer to the game. Now, they've also done a few other very good things. One is that they've upped the strength of landing gears. And you see here, with my friend, I have joined these two ships, and you can see we're messing about. And before, I have a feeling these ships would have torn themselves free pretty quickly. And there's a beacon way out there in space. Ignore that. But, my friend, could you turn off your reactor really quickly? That way I can try to move. So here we go, the reactor's off, and strangely enough, even though his reactor's off, I can still see his systems online. That's because currently in this build, there are a whole lot of things that are client-side. And you can even see his ship firing its engines and torquing and, trying to basically keep it steady while I'm moving. And oh my god, it's a bit funky, and there you go, they torqued free finally. And I exploded. So, as you can see, it's early days in the game, it's early days in multiplayer, so you get strange things like him shutting off his reactor and his ship is still showing up as working on mine. And this also applies for beacons. When you first make a ship, and let's say I was to put a beacon down, ignore those random explosions out there, I do not know what's going on. You also get glitches where just explosions appear to happen with two ships when they're near each other, even though, yeah, like this, up here, even though there's nothing here, for some reason, the system thinks there's still explosions happening because it thinks there's still objects colliding with each other. I actually had it earlier where the whole ship was basically exploding but still perfectly fine. Again, early days. Anyway, you put beacons down right now. As usual, you can name them. I'll really quickly do this. And you can see here, it took a second for that beacon to show up, so I cut ahead. And if we go in here, I can name this beacon whatever I like, and it'll show up for me. But for them, it will not show up with that name. It'll show up for just beacon for everyone else. If I was to copy and paste this, the new object, they'll actually be able to see the beacon name. Now, if I was to get into the ship, as I said earlier, and just disable it, it's, by pushing Y, the name and the beacon would still show up, even though it would just say beacon on this ship here, for everyone else. Because, as I said, stuff still shows up as on, even if you depowered it. Another thing they added today are crosshairs, or at least a crosshair and these laser dots. As you can see, while you're in a cockpit of a small ship, now you get these nice little crosshairs, and you also get these laser dots, which sort of seem to float at the center of mass of your ship. So even if I put the cockpit elsewhere, they'd probably be lined up about where your guns are actually aiming, or at least closer to the center mass, as I said. And they work pretty nice. A strange thing, though, I did find with them, if you have your missiles in the right spot, when I fire them, look closely, you can see the laser dots actually show up on the back of those missiles as they're flying away, because currently these laser dots just are projected on whatever you're aiming at, which is pretty interesting, pretty cool. And for some reason, it's firing on its own. Okie dokie. Another brilliant thing they added today is something I was really hoping they would add in this patch, and that is the ability to open doors with T. Currently, if I come in here, there's no marker in here because I haven't gone and added them back in. I'll be testing that in a little bit, probably with a new model, I'm not sure. And there you go, you can see some of the beauties of multiplayer, somebody just randomly showing up, and I can close the door. But of course, like a few other things, these are client-side. So my friend, if you wouldn't mind, open these doors for you and simply walk through them. Yeah. Doors are client-side currently, so people can walk right on through these doors, whereas I can run into them and actually, my friend, kindly close the first door there and try to walk through it again. Just basically just run into the doors, what I'm asking. And he was actually able to run through that, which is a bit weird, but on my screen that door was wide open. Bit strange, bit odd. Lots of stuff, and again, it's all client-side, so you get some weirdness going on. Also, down here, if you run into the depths of this ship, the assemblers and other systems, including the refinery, they're all basically, they instantly work now, so you don't have to worry about, needing to close your menu to work, at least if you're in a multiplayer setting. But they're all personal to you. So if I was to say, okay, my friend, I want to have some stuff built in this assembler, which actually I need to go to control panel to do, I can queue this all up and say, okay, build all these things kindly assembler, and it'll start working on it if I add the materials. But my friends, if they were to look in there, they would not be able to see anything, even if they queued up a whole bunch of stuff. That's the same for pretty much anything like that, including supply crates. If you were to put spawn a new supply crate down, such as this one right, that's a conveyor, this one right here, and I was to run up here, so we have some open space, I would be able to open this up, pressing K, and I could see these 3 materials in there. But if he was to come and take those out of there, well, I'm sure he's got them now. If I look in there, they're still there. And that's because these materials will actually be different for every person, because it's randomized whenever you place one of these, and it's actually per person, it's client-side again. So unfortunately that stuff's not working, but that's to be expected, because that's all survival stuff really, and survival is not done yet. So that stuff we'll see updated probably pretty soon, or at least in the near future. Anyway, I think that's about all of it. Another thing, though, that I just remembered is lighting. Nice orange lights. If I had just placed these down there and not copy and pasted this in from another world, those would not be showing up orange at all for my friends. They'd be showing up bright white, just normal. Currently, you cannot see the edited settings if you just put down a light and edit, for other people at least. You'll be able to see it, but they won't. Anyway, thanks a bunch for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Probably best
you could watch it.
Me.
Okay, I thought you would want to watch it.
Well,
no! What if...
What happened? Oh, it's my... Why did you ring me? Oh, Tazoo.
Oh, no, hang on.
Oh, okay.
You should have yours in your clipboard.
I don't.
Don't?
I don't, I forgot.